Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. So we're going to get into, we've got moon cards today, we've got tarot cards, we've got the sacred feminine oracle cards, and we have runes. So we're going to pick first of all your runes. So let's see what we have for you tonight. So just put your energy into what's on your mind at this time. If there's anything that you want to know right now, what is that on your mind? Ooh, something very exciting. We have Wyrd. Now, this is good news because if you've been feeling a little bit low lately, if you've been feeling like things really aren't going your way at this time, Wyrd is here to bring exciting news that, you are about to come into harmony and joy. It's full of joy, ecstatic joy, in fact. So not just any old joy. It can also, Wyrd can actually be a signal for new relationships in readings, usually when that one comes out. There are other runes that usually come out with it that also hold that. So we have Manas. Now Manas is a rune of awareness. So this is something that you have been aware of yourself and of how you are appearing in your life. It's almost like you've been observing yourself quite a lot lately, starting to understand maybe patterns and things that you can change to help you move forward. So if you imagine, if we talk about something called orlog, this is how your past can affect your present and your future, okay? So it's like how you are right now is going to affect your outcomes in the future. Things that have happened in the past are affecting you right now in your present, and that's what you've started to become aware of, is like how things have happened in your life now based on things that were going on in your past. And for some of you, that can actually, you've started to realize how it's created something that a pattern that you keep going round onto, and you've hit the nail on the head with what the pattern is, and you are starting to collapse that now. That's why you're feeling this joyful energy coming through. It's very, very good. I think I bent that leg a bit too soon. Probably shouldn't just yet. Let's have a look. I can't wait till I can cross my legs again. So let's see what else we have for you. Wyrd. So there's definitely directional change going on here. You are taking the reins now. You've decided that you know what direction you want to go in, and you are starting to make moves, big moves, I feel, in that direction that feels joyful, that feels, it's like an ecstatic feeling, just really, really happy. And you've chosen happiness. You've chosen happiness over anything else. It's almost like you've released a lot of burden here. And Wyrd is like the horse that you travel through life with. It's the one that chooses the direction that you go in. And if you look after that horse, if you feed it well, and give it water, then long will its journey continue. And Wyrd is here to remind you that, it's the journey that's important, not the destination. And I feel like that's a realization that you've had, is that instead of looking at the outcome of things and how things might be in the future, you've decided to stay present and decided to look for that joyfulness, that happiness within the present, and just go with the flow. Anything can happen. Your life can take a drastic change in any direction, and you have to be prepared for that. And what I feel for some of you, in the past, you've been very hooked on wanting to know what the outcome is before you even get there, and trying to hold on to that. And if something doesn't feel like it's heading towards that outcome or that direction, you will pull back. Whereas now you've decided, actually, I don't need to know what the outcome is here. I just need to take this chance. I just need to be present in the moment, be aware of what makes me happy, of what that joyfulness is, and move towards it in that direction. Wyrd is also an energy of taking responsibility. So this is, you are responsible for you. It's about you finding, I know what my journey is. I know what I want from my life, and I'm moving towards that now. It's a good energy. Feels good. Feels like a real realization that's happening here. Let's see what we have in the moon cards for you. What are the moon cards telling us right now about you? Whoa, what's that one? Synchronicity. So yeah, something's been lining up for you. Oh, I've got calm as well. So synchronicity and calm. Something, I feel like maybe in the past you've been a bit more impulsive and felt like that actually things that are exciting or bring you excitement sort of thing, actually it wasn't really excitement. It was more a response that your body was having chemically that was actually a warning of like, this isn't good. But you've become addicted to that feeling almost and chasing that feeling rather than really recognizing and realizing, am I following my heart? Am I really going with what feels right for me? And lately you've seen a lot of synchronicities. You've seen a lot of things that you're like, that can't be a mistake, or that can't be unseen, if you like. Just strange things that are happening, or I don't know, it could be all sorts of things like certain songs or number patterns, or certain animal totems, that kind of thing, you know, seeing strange things in strange places, or just things that seem to be aligning you to a particular path. And you're starting to get it now, you're starting to realize it, and you are aligning with that path yourself now. And you are, I feel somebody daydreaming about these things, like you catch yourself daydreaming about a particular journey, a particular path that you want to take. And it actually brings you this feeling of calmness. It's making you feel quite content. And that's where that Wyrd energy comes in, is like there's something new here, a new beginning or a new chapter that you feel it, that is what ecstatic joy is. Not this kind of like nervous energy of panic, you know, or fight or flight. It's more this feeling of like, actually that makes me feel quite calm, makes me feel quite good, quite nice. Okay, so that's the energy we have for you on there. So what do we have here for you in your energy on the Sacred Feminine cards? Unconditional. So I do believe you have started to understand what maybe unconditional love means. This is what I'm getting from this, is this Wyrd energy that you're feeling here is something's been exposed to you that is showing you unconditional love. And I don't think you felt that before, but you have become aware of what it is now. It's almost like you've had this epiphany, this sort of just, yeah, you can't really unsee it now. Something to do with poppies as well is important on here. That could be the month of November that is significant within you, or around this. I want to say as well, this is like the same number as the universe card. So it's basically a self-realization, an unveiling. You know, you're starting to realize things that are right for you in your life at this time. And you're well protected as well. It feels like you've been shown things that are just, there's a real beauty to what you're heading towards in your life at this time. I can see, that almost looks like a ring. Can you see that? It looks like a flower on there and then a ring sort of thing. So that could be to do with maybe a commitment here, something that you're moving towards in terms of a commitment. And again, it's that sort of like, maybe if in the past you've had a fear of taking responsibilities and having commitments, this might actually be that you aren't looking at the outcome anymore. You're just looking at the, well, this feels right, so I'm going to head towards it. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what the energy is for you right now. So what is this talking about? So let's see what we've got for your current situation. Actually, let's just ask what Wyrd is talking about right now. So what is Wyrd telling us about? Ooh, Okay, very passionate. I feel that there's some passion going on here. You're feeling very passionate about something in your life at this time, and you see within it success. You see within it a chance to really create something really important to you at this time. We have death on the bottom of the deck as well. So I feel like this is a new beginning. You've had to let go of some heavy things. You've had to let go of something that was conditional, is what I'm getting from this, that didn't make you feel calm and that was out of balance. It wasn't synchronized at all. And since you've let go of that, it's almost like you see these, it looks like ribbon coming off here. It's like since you've kind of spent a while now unraveling all of that. You've had this realization of sort of like, I know what I need to do now. I'm going to take the lead here. I'm going to head in the direction of what brings me the most passion, the most power. And this is about inspired action. So it's like you've decided to take an inspired action towards something that brings you ecstatic joy. So what about Manas? What's Manas talking about? High Priestess. Yeah, so Manas is talking about your intuition at this time. This is something that you've been daydreaming about, like we said before. Something that you've been having intuitive kind of thoughts and feelings about, and you can't ignore it anymore. It's almost like that awareness now is everywhere. It's almost like everywhere you look, it brings you back to this daydream. It brings you back to this thought. It brings you back to what you need to look at. Okay. 2 might be significant as well to you. I don't know if that is number 2, or maybe you're seeing a lot of number patterns with 2 in. That might be significant to you. Get it? Okay. And what about Rado? So let's see what Rado is talking about. What is Rado talking about at this time? Oops. I really wish I could shuffle properly. I took the sling off a little bit tonight, but I'm going to put it back on after. I'm not being the best patient, to be fair. Let's see, what is Rado talking about? Woo! Okay, everything fell off there. Let me just put all of those back. Judgment is what came out on here. Okay, so there is definitely that energy of you've been watching yourself. You have been having a realization of like what needs to change. And there is definitely an element of that realization. No more doubts. There's no more doubting here as to what direction you're going in and what you're doing. It's almost like you have been given this information come through from your higher self to say, right, this is what you're aligning with. This is actually, it feels like part of a master plan. And it's almost like you feel like it's fated, that there is, what you're going through here is actually allowing you to acknowledge and feel, unveil the truth within you. It's like it can't be hidden anymore. It's just fully there. And you have decided, like, I need to take responsibility here. I'm taking responsibility. I do see somebody maybe looking at or going to waterfalls at this time, or maybe you've seen pictures of waterfalls recently. But again, we've got that red ribbon, you see, that was around the death card before, that's like being released. So it's almost like a binding that was around you is no longer around you. It almost feels like, this might sound ridiculous to some of you, but it almost feels like you had some kind of spell around you, or, you know, you were blinkered to something, and all of a sudden now, whatever you've done to change things is you're seeing things in a different light. Almost like that veil has just been lifted off. like somebody placed a veil over you and suddenly you've managed to get rid of that and you're seeing things in such a different way now than when you were before. Very interesting. I'm going to just pick one more card now for your outcome. So let's see what the outcome is. Oh, okay. So we've got the Page of Coins on here. So this is about like new ventures, new opportunities coming in. This is an energy. It's page, isn't it? Not ace. Yeah. So we've got quite a slow moving energy, but it's like bringing an offer. Maybe you're bringing an offer to somebody else, or somebody's bringing an offer to you. But it's like a reward or a gift of some form that's coming to you, that is bringing you more than you expected. I feel it's almost like it's taken time to get there, but get there you will. Now, I didn't actually really shuffle before that card came out, did I? So I'm going to shuffle again now for the outcome on there. Now, there may be an element of, you know, you gaining knowledge as well, of like, you know, what you've really learned about yourself and what's important to you. We've now got the Page of Wands. So this is that inspired thought again, inspired action. There's a lot of inspiration that's coming through on this. And it's driving you to feel quite creative, inspired, ready to move forward. That's exactly what I'm seeing on this. And it's almost like you are burning away those ribbons that were binding you, that were holding you in that space, you know. You're just allowing yourself to let go. Let go and align with this synchronicity, align with something that feels like, I want to say, unconditional love. That's what this card is saying about unconditional. It's like unconditional love. And you're inspired by that. And through inspired thought is now leading to inspired action. And that's why we have Rado here. It's like you've decided that is your direction. That is the direction that you really, really want to go in. Okay. And that's beautiful. I'm really happy for you with that. There's a real joyful energy to what you're stepping into right now. So if you were doubting it in any way, don't. Because it all looks fantastic. It really does. I'm going to pick one more card before we say goodnight, just to give you some more inspiration, more clarification. Now the Ten of Wands has just popped out on there. So perhaps, you know, this is another clarification of like letting go of that struggle. You have struggled or carried a lot of burden with you. I'd say maybe since like last October almost. It's like since, you know, we've got the 10 of Wands here. That's the 10th of the month. So like since October, it feels like you've been carrying quite a heavy burden around you. And it's a burden that's to do with a lack of trust. And I feel like you're moving out of that now into a place of being able to trust. Yeah. You have the Ace of Swords. There is this moment now of like, aha, I've had an epiphany. I said that at the beginning of the thing, didn't I? You've had an epiphany on something, and there is communication now that's taking place. I see somebody being crowned almost by spirit. It's like, yes, you passed this test. You are now the king of your life or queen of your life, whatever you are, whatever you resonate with. And it's almost like there was something, I want to say something about a rose that was prickly around you. Now this prickly rose, you know, like any rose, they look beautiful, they look amazing, they smell great. But this was thorny and it was hurting you. And it's almost like you've put a stop to that. You've put this sword through it. Let me pass it to you with my good arm. Can you see that rose, that it's been sort of like, it's been speared through by this sword. It's been run through. And at the back of it is that crown. So it's almost like since you've decided, I'm no longer going to hurt myself on this now, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to cut it. That's what's happened there. And it's brought you into your kingdom. Very interesting. Okay, one more card and then I'll go, okay? So what happens from that Ace of Swords? What do we have? I love it when they do that. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a lot here to do with timing. Divine timing is what I'm getting from this. And it's almost like you have been assessing this situation for some time now. You've been nurturing a particular situation and realising its worth because of the work that you've put in, is what I'm feeling. There were many directions that you could have taken. It's showing there like 3 specific directions that you could have taken. But now you've decided, and it's through this divine timing that this particular direction now has come forward of like, yeah, this makes me feel happy. This brings me ecstatic joy. And you've become so aware of it and so intuitively guided by it. And Rado is there with this as sort of like, you know, you're ready to take that responsibility now. You are ready to change that direction towards something that is worth it. That's what it feels. Unconditional. Something that's unconditional. So I'm going to leave that reading there for you. If that resonated with you and you would like to know more and you'd like to see more, then please do get in touch. My details are down in the description box for you to book a personalised reading. And please do like and subscribe to my channel. So I will speak to you very soon. Have a blessed evening.